Good evening, I'm Camden Cohn, and our Sports Ticker is brought to you by the Nebraska Department of Health and Human Services. Earlier today, Nebraska football offensive coordinator Marcus Satterfield spoke to the media. He talked about a variety of different topics, including the competition in the wide receiver room.
Yeah, I mean, we're a very talented group, and I say it all the time. You know, playing last year made us want to pull our hair out at times, playing young guys like that, but we're reaping the benefits now of guys that are just, just their second year of college football. They have so much experience. They play off each other. They've got great. It's a big personality room. They have a lot of fun. I think they love each other. They love being around each other. I think they love competing with each other. And it's just making them a better unit overall. They've got a bunch of different skill sets: big guys, small guys, guys that maybe not be burners but can manipulate space and zone coverage, and we got guys that can fly. So, really pleased again, with that group and how they're trending at this point.
More from Coach Satterfield in just a little bit. Last night, the Nebraska soccer team fell to Oklahoma State 2-0 despite holding a 22-13 lead in shots. The team will be back in action Sunday night against Colorado State at 7:05. The game will be streamed on Big Ten Plus. And finally, a couple of Major League Baseball scores for tonight. One game already final as the Cubs beat the Blue Jays 6-5 in 10 innings. Currently, the Royals and Reds are in a rain delay. Later tonight, the Cardinals host the Dodgers, and the Angels host the Braves, as former Husker Spencer Schwellenbach looks for his 5th win of the season. First pitch is at 8:38 Central there. Another former Husker, Matt Waldron, gets the start for the Padres as they face the Rockies. First pitch is at 7:40 in Denver. Our Sports Ticker is brought to you by the Nebraska Department of Health and Human Services. Call a timeout. If you or someone you know is struggling or in crisis, the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is there. Call, text, or chat 988. It's free, confidential, and staffed with trained counselors, ready to listen and provide support. Hour 1 of Sports Nightly is up next, right here on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who remind you to buckle up and put the phone down.
Heinrich gonna step in back, little G-belly action. As a man wide open, it's Jalen Lloyd. The throw, he makes a catch. 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Nebraska.
Nebraska serving specialist Kennedy sends it over Vasquez Gomez. Perfect pass, set it up. Fairbanks diving, take Laney Choboy. Bumps it left Nebraska. Harper, and nearly drops. Free ball back. Oh, a block back by Becca, and that nearly drops. And a free ball finally over, block back by Becker, and it does. Becca Alec, she's putting on a blocking clinic. They can't get it over.
Bryce Williams puts his head down, cut off by good defense by Mbako. Now up top it comes to Mast. Mast dribbles once, gives it back to Williams, shoots a 3 on the way. Got it again! Another 3. Williams on fire.
Yeah, Shelley, who has electrified this crowd. She'll take a 28-footer, you betcha! Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? She ends the first quarter in triple style.
Ball's at a strike here on Gabe Swanson, the pitch. Hit pretty well towards left center field. Going back on it is Graves. Graves at the wall, and it's gone again! Swanson's gone deep again! Gabe with his second solo shot of the game.
Billy swings and crushes this one to the moon. Left center and gone. No doubt on that one. 3-1 Nebraska.
Here are your hosts, Greg Sharpe and Jessica Coody on the Huskers Radio Network.
Oh, it's a Friday night. We're together. It's a party show. Conway got us rocking with the ticker. Here we are, end of another week, another day closer to kick off with the Big Red. How are you?
Hey, I am glad to be, and look, it's not even used to it. My camera's not working, but I'm glad to be in this seat. And
I need to
and you in that seat here in studio.
You want to switch? We can switch. You'd probably rather look at you than me.
But no,
you had a big sponsor event last night. How was that?
It was good. It was great. Fun, different twist on it because we had the student athletes that were there. Juwan Gary.
Yeah, who I heard was funny.
He was hilarious, yes. Great personality. Drew Christo and Ava Breadwell and Allison Widener. So, yeah, it was great to hear from them, and I thought it was really fun. And then we also chatted with Jonathan Bateman and just talking about where we are now. I mean, it's from day to day, it's different on the landscape of college athletics and NIL and all of that. So, yeah, it was a fun event. So, and shout out Matt Coatney for holding down the fort for us.
I listened to him driving back from Kansas City. Had a great show last night. Wonderful conversation with Tommy Armstrong. And then we played your interview with the producer from the E60 documentary, which was aired last night for the team and some boosters. And I'm told it was a little not quite what we all thought it was going to be, but we'll maybe get into that at a different time. Practice today was open for a while for the media. You and I were both there. It was another nice morning for the team to go through the workouts. I'm impressed. I think this team's going to keep getting better and better. I watched some of the quarterbacks throw some deep fades. They were on the money. I thought Kalen threw the ball well today. Dylan threw the ball well. I think Heinrich's mechanics are better than they were a year ago. It's not Kool-Aid, but it's close, Jess. I'm kind of feeling it.
Yeah, and I think on top of that, they've got some really nice playmakers to throw the ball to. So it's just been really fun to watch this offense and some of the plays that they're able to do. And, even I was talking with Alex Bullock today, and he said, with Coach Satterfield, it's like almost no play is something that they can't do because they have all the different kinds of weapons that they need to be able to do whatever play call you want to draw up. They've got somebody that can fill in that role. And so I know that they're excited about the wide receiver tight end room, the tight ends as well. I've been making a lot of plays, but thought the defensive backs looked pretty solid today. You could tell they're really competing as well.
Saw Deshaun Singleton make a terrific play. If you want to move to that chair, we know that camera's working because Camden was on. Oh, he's working on it. But, yeah, you can go to the third one.
Is it working?
Because, he turned the ticker on. Turn the mic on, Camden, and she can be on the camera right there. But I fouled the whole system up because I'm usually not here in studio. It's great to be here, though, with you guys. I mean, thanks for letting me in the door.
It has nothing to do, because I usually sit there and do interviews here. So, there we go. So the corner with, here, am I on? Hello.
There you are.
It's just a little
just pan down a little bit.
I need to do a DB to my chair here. The DB
My gosh.
it up.
I still need to know why he does that.
Don't know.
He had a car accident this week. I guess he's okay, but his car's not in very good shape.
He had a little hit and run.
Yeah.
Somebody hit him and took off. So not very nice of that, but glad he's okay.
Last I heard, the Omaha police were involved because hit and run deal. So how did we get off to that? But no, practice was fun today. Yeah, we saw Deshaun Singleton make a terrific interception. You don't like to hear about the turnovers, but I know you and Big Dog are huge fans of Deshaun. I think he's set up to have a really good year.
Damon and I were talking the other day about when you were off on Friday about the off the bus team, and you got Jamari certainly.
Yeah.
But looking at Deshaun today up close in his pads, I mean, I think you got to put Deshaun Singleton on that list too.
He sure could.
Just that big, rangy safety, and he's not afraid to be physical. And then we heard the coaches bragging on that he's been able to not miss a beat coming off that injury. So he looks to be right back and form what he was, probably not midseason form because he's going through fall camp, but he certainly is setting the tone back there. And I saw a lot of different guys that they were running out there at corner opposite of Tommy. So we'll see how that shakes out.
I can't wait for the first depth chart
to
see kind of how that is because, I think it's really close. I think there's really good competition. We know Tommy's going to play. Gift's going to play. I think Singleton's going to play. I think Marquise Buford's going to play. But
Malcolm Hartzog.
How do they all fit together?
Yeah.
So
and I don't know. Maybe we'll see how Coach Butler does things, but maybe they move things around to see who. I think we heard Garrett McGuire saying that it's going to be a depth chart that's going to change throughout the season and from week to week. And are you going to perform on game days? And how are you doing what you're supposed to do throughout practice? It very well could be the same thing with the defensive backs. It's a couple of those positions.
We kind of learned that last year with Coach Rule. Mm-hmm. He's not afraid to tweak things week to week to week. And, you think back to like Mekhi Bear, all of a sudden kind of came out of nowhere and boom, there he was starting.
Yeah, because he was at the Colorado game and you said, who is starting at inside linebacker?
Yeah, it's Mekhi, which he would have been on special teams week before in Minneapolis against the Gophers. And then boom, there he was. So we've got a practice report. Marcus Satterfield met with the media after practice today. We'll hear from the Husker offensive coordinator. Let him talk about his tight end room because we've not maybe talked a lot about that, and I was impressed with those guys today. I thought so. Fedoni makes some terrific catches. I think that's going to be a good group. And then we're going to hear in hour two from Nate Boerkircher, who was kind of scooting away from you all day.
Yeah, we were joking about it. He didn't even know he was doing it, but he was taking a step back, so we were laughing about it. But, it's just, we've talked so much about the talent and how good this football team you feel like they could be with some of the pieces they have in place. But how good of people they are, we were laughing with Nate Boerkircher today, but I brought my parents up here, and we ran into Johnson & Johnson, Ramir and Emmett, and they were so nice to my parents. So they've got the 2 running backs now. That duo has 2 new fans and my parents because they sat there and chatted with them. And
you can't spend 5 seconds with Emmett without going, I love that kid.
I know, yeah. And so my mom's already got, 14 and 21. And I don't know, maybe one of those guys could get a single digit.
I think we're close.
Yeah.
I think they meet as a team Sunday night. I think they might do a vote Sunday night. That's my guess.
So if one of them get a single digit, I'll have to tell my mom. But, it's a fun group. So then on top of you hope that they perform well on Saturdays, it's a fun. I've covered football teams that were not as fun to interview and interact with and cover for an entire season. But I really believe that this is not only going to be a team that is going to do it on Saturdays, but then is also going to be a fun team to cover throughout the course and journey of a season.
Folks, we all know how getting off to a good start, how big that is for teams. So I know the fans, and Coke got into this last time. It was a great question he threw out to the audience is, how many people are already looking to that Colorado game? But you got to take care of UTEP first. You got to build that momentum. And then, yes, let's see what happens with Colorado. And then this thing could really catch fire. You saw it all the time at Oklahoma. We used to see it around here that you just build momentum as the season goes, but you got to win those early games. And so, to me, it's all about August 31st.
Well, and also, if you have a starting quarterback that's a true freshman, you definitely want to get him acclimated to...
When's that coming out? Tomorrow? Think he does it after the scrimmage tomorrow?
Maybe. I don't know.
He might.
Could it also be a little gamesmanship and not wanting to announce? But here's the thing about having if it is Dylan, having a freshman, there's no film out really other than high school film. So it's not like their teams are going to have an advantage other than maybe the spring game of how to prep for Dylan as opposed to Heinrich. Heinrich you got film on him. So I don't know if you want to play a little gamesmanship. I know a lot of teams do that. They wait till the game week to name that starter so teams don't have that extra advantage to prepare for those quarterbacks. But I wouldn't be surprised if they went ahead and named it, move forward, and hey, because I also think that's good for a team too. We also hear a lot of
settle in and know who your guy is.
Hey, here's a guy. Now you go about attacking each and every day. Like it's not that you're trying to win the job; it's your job. Now, how are you going to handle it?
Wisconsin named theirs a couple days ago. Ohio State, named theirs yesterday. So it's kind of like that's kind of happening around the country. So we'll see. All right, Singleton jumped out at me. Anybody else jump out at you today? You stuck around a little longer than I did. I got hot. I had to get out of there. So.
Yeah. I mean, I think Fedoni looks really good.
He does.
We're going to hear from him coming up, but I loved his take, Nate Boerkircher, on what he was trying to add. And I've seen him make some really great plays. He said, I've been known as just like the blocking guy and the guy that comes in when we need some protection, but I'm trying to add that element where they can throw me the ball more. And I think it's come to fruition for him throughout fall camp and back in the spring. And so seen him make a few big catches, and Ja'Cory Barney,
he's going to make a dent.
He's, I think, going to be real special.
Yeah.
And then those 2 veteran wide receivers, it's impossible to watch a practice and them not jump out to you. So there's a lot of guys I think that stand out. For me, I watched more of the offense today than the defense. So I probably have more offensive names, but there's a lot of them. I think that's where you're seeing them have a lot of different options, and as they compete to try to earn those opportunities, you're seeing them go out there and make those plays. And it's not just one quarterback that's making great throws.
I know.
So that's the thing to remember.
Have you seen the BTN report from here?
I have not yet, no.
Howard Griffin, who was with Dave Revsine, who we're going to hear, by the way, from Dave coming up in hour number 2, Howard said he thought this was as deep a quarterback room as he had seen, and they're more than halfway through the schools in the league. He just loved the depth. He said Kalen can really spin it. He goes, we've seen Heinrich start, so he's a starting quarterback in this league. And then he giggled when he talked about Dylan. That's how giddy he was about that. But, man, It's been a long time since I have felt this good about Husker quarterbacks, 3 of them going into the year.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you cannot replace kind of experience that Heinrich has, and whatever role he plays, whether it's he starts games or he's the guy on the sideline, he's been a tremendous leader. We've heard that, how he's helped those guys along, and hey, you got to have a quarterback that's getting the defense ready, running the scout team. And we see a lot of guys make a lot of progress on those scout teams. And some guys even get pulled off a scout team, like James Williams, you know. So some of those guys can even earn some playing time on what they do on the scout team too. But, you want to have a guy. I go back to my time at Oklahoma, and when Baker Mayfield was the starter and Kyler Murray was running the scout team, and the defense is talking about just what it was like going up against him. And so, if you've got a talented, and it sounds like the Gramstad kid is going to be really good. So if he runs the scout team, so it's not even just who's your guy running your ones and twos, but how is the other guy that's running the other team making your defense better as they're prepping for the week? I mean, it takes that entire room, and they've been saying that this entire year about, hey, we know that there might be one starter to start the season, but it's going to take all of us to be able to get this thing to where we want it to go.
Like it or not, injuries are part of it. They're going to happen. You can't avoid it. It's just too physical a game to not have it. Speaking of that, you mentioned Allison Widener was one of your athletes at your event last night. How's she doing?
She said she's doing great. I asked her about the process and how it was, and I said, was it harder or easier? And she goes, well, physically it was easier because I knew what to expect, but mentally it was definitely harder. But she is in a great place and should be released to be full contact coming up when. So both basketball teams are on a break right now, but when they come back, she should be about good to go. So that is great news. Love to hear that, but that's another team that I don't think you have to rush her back. And with her too, it's telling her you don't have to rush back. Like, we know what you can do. Take your time. Don't push it when you're not fully ready. And because it's not even, you think about, she was playing last year but got hurt early, so it's just been a while since she's been in game shape. So
about 3 years almost, really.
Yeah, so
2.5.
So hopefully, she's able to continue to ease herself back and get right. But I'm excited about that women's basketball team. They've got some players.
So she just came through what Teddy's going into.
Yeah.
The second surgery.
Except Teddy had probably a longer playing time in between.
True. He got more snaps, more reps. Yeah.
Widener it was like in December, it was against Kansas. And then she came back and was scrimmaging and practicing, and it was in preseason that she ended up getting hurt again.
September.
Yeah.
Right before their.
Yeah. So it's been about a year.
Yeah. All right, big show. Friday night show here on Sports Nightly on the Huskers Radio Network, 402-413-2400. That's the number if you want to fire off a text or a call. I was jealous of Coody last night. They were ringing the text bell on him all night long, so keep them coming for us here tonight. When we come back, we will dive into tonight's practice report with sound from Husker OC Marcus Satterfield. That's next.
Here in Nebraska, we love our teachers. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska is teaming up with Husker Athletics to recognize teachers who help students live their best and healthiest lives. Visit huskers.com/touchdown for teachers today to tell us about your favorite Nebraska educator. Winning teachers get a school day visit from Herbie Husker and a VIP experience at the 2025 Husker Football Spring Game, thanks to their biggest fans at Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska. Head to huskers.com/touchdown for teachers today.
Set, hike. When champions take the field, they come ready to play. TL Irrigation understands the value of momentum. Like a Husker drive, there's no stopping. If you live for farming and football like we do, TL Irrigation has you covered. Check your fields from the game with a remote system, or just enjoy the play knowing our systems are reliable as a sold-out Memorial Stadium. Touchdown! Nebraska born, Nebraska strong. Husker Nation and TL Irrigation are like no other.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Did you get us switched over to shelter insurance?
Actually, I found a deal online.
You did? Does your deal come with award-winning customer service?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Does the deal include a local agent?
Doesn't actually say.
Can we create a customized plan that fits our needs? Let's just call the local shelter agent.
For insurance that fits just right, find a shelter agent near you.
See shelter agent Rhonda Miller in Alliance, Stephanie Culver in Holdridge, or Jonna Austin in Fairbury.
Set, hike. When champions take the field, they come ready to play. TL Irrigation understands the value of momentum. Like a Husker drive, there's no stopping. If you live for farming and football like we do, TL Irrigation has you covered. Check your fields from the game with a remote system, or just enjoy the play knowing our systems are reliable as a sold-out Memorial Stadium. Touchdown! Nebraska born, Nebraska strong. Husker Nation and TL Irrigation are like no other.
You expect your home to protect everything you love, but you don't expect the ways water is breaking down your crawl space and damaging your home. Musty smells, sagging floors, mold are just a few signs your crawl space is compromised. But there's one way to get answers to all your concerns: a free home inspection from Groundworks. We put water back in its place. Get your free inspection at groundworks.com. License number C142293.
Here in Nebraska, we love our teachers. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska is teaming up with Husker Athletics to recognize teachers who help students live their best and healthiest lives. Visit huskers.com/touchdown for teachers today to tell us about your favorite Nebraska educator. Winning teachers get a school day visit from Herbie Husker and a VIP experience at the 2025 Husker football spring game, thanks to their biggest fans at Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska. Head to huskers.com/touchdown for teachers today.
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health. Why chiropractic? Because it's safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose chiropractic first for pain relief or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health, and find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraskachiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
If you're driven by an adventurous heart, you're in luck. The 2024 Subaru Outback shares your spirit. It will take you as far as you want to explore with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive and up to 9.5 inches of ground clearance. Plus, 96% of Outback vehicles sold in the last 10 years are still on the road today. The 2024 Subaru Outback. Go where love takes you. Longevity based on Experian Automotive Vehicles in operations versus total new registrations for model years 2023 to 2022 as of December 2022.
You know, Woodhouse has been a trusted partner in your everyday since 1975. Shop for your next vehicle with a home team at Woodhouse and the official auto dealer of Nebraska Athletics. Welcome to our Friday show. Greg Sharpe, Jessica Coody with you here. Headed into another summertime weekend. We are getting so close to some college football headed your way. A lot of NFL preseason action going on the rest of the weekend as well, so you can get your football fix with that. Huskers practice today, and afterwards, sit down with the media. It's a time for us to give you a practice report.
It's time for the Nebraska football practice report.
Getting out of, boot camp and getting to football is probably exciting for them, but also relief because I know a lot of these guys, the guys that came back, they came back because they want to get to the season.
And today, Marcus Satterfield met with the media. Huskers offensive coordinator also doubles up as the tight ends coach. Everybody knows that tomorrow is their second full-blown scrimmage, and so Coach Sat was asked about what he hoping to see and hoping to accomplish tomorrow.
I think we've been doing this now for, I don't know how many, 14, 15 practices. So the execution, right? Scrimmage one, you're still in some installs. Some new guys are playing in new positions and learning the system. And there's some MAs and it's not as clean. We want to go out there tomorrow with the older groups, the first two groups anyway. And I want to be clean, efficient operation, great tempo, and just play clean football, take care of the ball.
It's funny, I asked the players today about that. They echoed that message. We just got to start cleaning things up now. We've done the install, the camp thing. We've got to start, again, just being more crisp and continuing to build off of that. And but we'll see. I know that they did some things differently. We heard Coach Rule talking about that, putting them in different situations as opposed to just a full-on game. So it'll be interesting to see how they approach tomorrow's scrimmage, if that's any different. But, yeah, I think we talked about this. Dylan Danny, they continue to grow so quickly that their first scrimmage, if they made some mistakes, I think both of them will tackle what they need to tackle to be better tomorrow. But it'll be interesting to see if how they respond to maybe not having as good as a day as they probably would have hoped.
I'm ready for the season to start. I know the team is,
talking.
because I'm tired of that. And I know it is a huge topic, right? The turnovers it's a big deal. But I'm so tired of it. But they're not wrong. None of us are wrong, because that's why we went 5-7. If we cut down those turnovers, we would have been in a bowl game last year.
Yeah, no, it's probably the most exhaustive question.
Yeah,
I'm not just done talking about turnovers.
No, I know, but
I'm done. I'm ready. I was talking about this today. I'm just ready for talking season to be done.
Yeah,
I'm ready for game week. I just the fall camp talk and all that. And I know you got to take it one day at a time. You need this time to get to be the football team you want to be. But yeah, I am with you, and I think that's they are ready to show that they've made some improvements in that area. That's for sure.
BTN on the studio, and they're replaying the Nebraska report, and it was a big focal point of theirs. And I get it. It is. It has to be. But, man, we need some games. We need to win the turnover margin against UTEP, win a nice, comfortable game, and move on to something else.
5 turnovers. 5 takeaways, 0 turnovers.
I love that, right? and again, that's against one of the lesser opponents on your schedule. I get it, but just to start building some confidence. Mention that Sat doubles up this year. He's not with the quarterbacks. He's been handed the reins for the tight end room. So he was asked about what progress has he seen from that group during fall camp.
Yeah, I love my room, not just because it's mine, but, you got Thomas, Nate, you got Luke, the 3 core guys that get a lot of the reps, and then Barrett is kind of the fullback type guy in our room. Really pleased with them. I think that they've improved daily. They've improved every practice, which is all I ask them to do. Catching the ball, we have certain, I'm not going to say names, we have certain guys learn how to catch the ball with length and learn, just the different details of ball catching, and then just the different details of certain types of blocks on the line of scrimmage, off the line of scrimmage. So been very pleased with their development and just their willingness to get better, and they work hard, and the competitiveness they play with.
He's got some nice pieces in that room to scheme around. How often do you think we will see 2 tight ends on the field at the same time?
Quite a bit. I think they'll use that a lot.
I do too.
Lindemeyer is pretty much just a road grader.
And he's good at it.
Boerkircher is more well-rounded in my eyes. I know he wants to even be more than that. And then Fedoni can be special. I think we all know that. And we saw glimpses, flashes last year.
And he has said repeatedly that, look, we know that he can catch the ball, but how can he improve on his blocking and the pass protection and all of that, where I'm anxious to see what step he takes in that regard. So you're talking about 2 of the opposite, right? I mean, Nate's looking to be more of a pass-catching tight end, can do more than just block, and Fedoni's looking to improve on that. So with those 2 guys, I feel like you've got some guys that you could leave out there pretty much almost every single down, and that's what Searles has talked a lot about, is getting Fedoni to where he can be in every down tight end.
I noticed A.J. Rollins back with that group.
Yeah, they talked about that today, getting him back in there. So they were happy to get him back there. I would love to be in on one of those conversations about, hey, which guy goes here? We tried him out here. It's not working, but let's move him back.
Because they moved somebody from tight end to defense.
Yeah.
In the summer.
Yeah.
Now I'm drawing a blank.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about, but.
And he caught some passes in the spring game. Because I remember when we were sitting down doing the position breakdowns with Sat, and I brought his name up. He's like, "Oh, we've moved him to defense."
Right.
Oh, okay. Now I'm drawing a blank.
It was
Ishmael Flores.
Yeah. Smith Flores. Yep.
Yeah. There you go.
Yep.
Nice work, Camden. Well done over there. All right. Sat said today that they did some situational work, goal line, clock management. We have 12 seconds left. We have the ball to 10. How do we run a play but don't run the clock out so that we at least get a field goal? So we talked about doing some of that situational work today.
6 seconds before the half, 6 seconds, no timeout. Need a field goal, just understanding that the quarterback position, the ball's got to come out, right? And it's got to go across the goal line. And you can't scramble. You can't miss the opportunity to kick a field goal. That's one of them we did today. And just the last throws, end-of-game throws, different scenarios. You have a timeout, you don't have a timeout. You're on the 18-yard line. You have, one timeout, 12 seconds. What are we going to go to in those? So when we get to those situations, we're going to be ready, to go.
That was fascinating. I was actually out there still when they went to that, and it was fascinating to hear Coach Roll calling out the scenarios. And it wasn't just something that they couldn't prep for going into it. So it was, again, certain play calls or certain situations from other teams that they were in, and he'd set it up, and this is what it is. But then he'd quickly say which teams need to run out there. So it's like not even, hey, this is my turn, I'm sitting here thinking about it. He last second, so then you had to run off the field if it wasn't your group, run on real quickly and get ready to go if it was your group, and just be ready to go. So just, and again, that was something that I asked a couple of the players today, and they said it's really great just helping us to know. I mean, yes, it's a different situation because you're in a game in a packed stadium, but still, when you practice it, then you are more confident when those situations occur. So I think they're doing a lot of that, putting those in different situations, because how many games come down to that? Those winning plays in those types of big-time situations. And so here he is putting them in every possible situation that he can come up with to go win the football game. And how do you do that? So, and in both for offense and defense,
There were a handful of times last year, and I'm thinking about the Minnesota game. Late first half, Huskers are going in to score, and they turned the ball over, and they just didn't quite handle it well. So you're right. Those are the little minute things that happen in a football practice that coaches probably don't think they have enough time before the season starts to cover all of that.
Yeah. And, I think we heard Coach Roll say they did a lot of it in the scrimmage, and then I don't know how often they do it in practices, but just every kind of possible situation, what are we going to do? How are we going to handle it? And, getting prepared to hey, confidently run out there. We've done this before. We've gone through this. We know exactly what to do. We know who's supposed to be where, how we're supposed to handle the situation. So yeah, I think it's great preparation for a team to be able to handle those high pressure situations when the football game's on the line.
Micah Mazuka, the transfer from Florida, started his college days at Bader with this staff, then went to the Gators, started last year for the Florida Gators down in the SEC. Looks like he's going to grab one of those guard spots to be a starter. Sat was asked about what kind of progress have they seen from Micah since he came to campus back in the winter.
Just like any new player, you got to develop trust. I think that, there's a total trust in Coach Raiola and Coach Rule right now of how, Coach Rule's an O-line guy at heart as well, just how we coach the O-line and what we demand of the O-line. I think there's a trust there. I think that, he's a really talented player. He's very physical. He's very strong. He can move people at the point of attack. Like he's gotten better and better. But I think just to answer your question, I think just, trusting that he's in the right place, that he trusts the coaching. Now he can just kind of go out there and use his God-given ability and execute.
I think he's one of those real kind of, when he's on the field, mean, nasty, set the tone kind of offensive lineman, and just not afraid to be physical, loves the physicality. But we've heard that a lot from transfer players. Just it's a different kind of feeling, culture, fit, trying to fit and find, the how you're supposed to go about every day in this program, and just, again, the expectations and the culture and finding your way in that. And so, Coach Raiola said that in the summer that he just made tremendous progress throughout the spring and summer. And so he's obviously done what he's needed to do to be able to earn probably the starting spot there on the line. And there's another veteran guy. He might not have been here,
but he's played a lot.
But he's played a lot of football, and that is really good for those guys up front.
He's a wide-bodied guy.
Yeah,
barely fit through that door.
Yeah.
The first team line that I saw today, Turner was left tackle, Justin Evans was working left guard, Ben Scott obviously the center, Mazuka was the right guard, and then Ben Hart was the right tackle. Those were the five that I saw running with the ones most of the day when I was out there today.
That's a pretty solid group,
yeah.
And hopefully, again, continuing to build the depth behind. And I think that's probably, now that without Teddy, you've got some opportunities for some guys to get some opportunities they might otherwise not get. Because if you're running, you're battling it out between Teddy and Turner, those snaps are not, you're not getting them. So now you've got some guys that are getting some of those snaps that wouldn't have otherwise gotten them. So hopefully you continue to feel confident with those guys that if you need to call their number, that you got a guy that you can run out there and feel good about.
Gunnar Katula was working with the twos at left tackle. I saw Tyler Kanak. Again, this was a guy transferred a year ago from Utah. He was working back up at one of the guard spots. And then I saw Sam Sledge, the young man from Omaha, redshirt freshman. He was working behind Ben Scott at center. So that was kind of the group that I saw working out there today. So there's our practice report for the day with Marcus Satterfield. Big day tomorrow. I mean, it is. It's kind of one of your last impressions. I think they'll pretty well lock in the depth chart after tomorrow and kind of decide, all right, you're going to start working more scout team, and I think tomorrow's a dividing line, kind of for almost the flip of the switch from camp to getting ready for the season.
Yeah, my dad actually asked me that today. I said, I think they probably will start game prepping and starting next week. And so, yeah, it's an exciting time when you start finalizing some of those things. And I think it's important to settle those into those roles, like we were talking about with the quarterback. I think there's lots of places there where, yeah, you got to keep competing and keep fighting for those opportunities. But the more you can get guys settled into their role and start really embracing that and getting, even just the chemistry and continuing to feel comfortable and confident in whatever situation that you're in, that you're with that group. So yeah, it's I'm excited. I mean, like I said, I am ready for some. I'm over talking season.
No, I know. We have one more week. Although next week we get some breaks because we do have our first football coaches show is Wednesday night. It's going to be the head coach in here next Wednesday night. First volleyball show is Thursday, so we'll give a little bit of a break up from that. Coach last night was saying that Troy Dannon's first show is Monday. It's a week from Monday, so I'll forgive him for making that one little error last night.
Coat.
I know.
What? No.
Camden was all over him, though. So. All right, 402-413-2400, the number if you want to fire off a text. Or, hey, we'll take some phone calls from you as well tonight here on the program. More of the show coming up next.
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health. Why chiropractic? Because it's safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose chiropractic first for pain relief or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health and find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraska-chiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
Timmy, everybody. Great job. Next up for our 5th grade class recital, we have Samantha.
10 times better performance can make a big difference. Castrol Edge Motor Oil gives your engine 10 times better high-stress performance. Castrol Edge, better oil for maximum performance. Now through December 28th, Castrol Edge and Edge High Mileage Motor Oil are on rollback at Walmart.
Claim based on sequence 9 test under high-load conditions versus API SP test limits.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Noddle Companies is proud to support Husker Athletics. As a leader in commercial real estate, we create thriving communities. Discover what's new in the Builders District in North Downtown, Sunnyside Exarban, and row house townhomes on Leavenworth. Noddle Companies is adding Omaha's first hybrid timber building to the skyline. Soon to follow is Builders Green Park, surrounded by mouth-watering food, exciting retail, and a hub of thriving businesses. Noddle Companies, building a better Nebraska. For more information, check us out on Facebook and Instagram. Go Huskers!
Dear Truckin' Awesome. Want more horsepower in the stable? The Tundra iForce Max is the most powerful Tundra ever. With its electrifying twin-turbo V6, you got everything you need. Saddle up the Tacoma TRD Pro. Its segment-first performance seats are designed to smooth out the shocks when the ride gets bumpy. The Toyota 4Runner is part mean streak, part wild side, and an all-around icon. Check out that signature power rear window, will ya? Yes, sir, Toyota trucks. Find yours at toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
See your Omaha Metro and Lincoln Toyota dealers. Corwin Toyota of Bellevue, Village Point Toyota of Omaha, Baxter Toyota of La Vista, or Baxter Toyota of Lincoln.
When you're in the stands and have the ability to control your irrigation in the field, it's a game-changing moment. Valley is where farming meets end-zone efficiency. With AgSense remote irrigation technology, farmers become the MVPs of their fields. Experience real-time, play-by-play action and control that keeps you ahead. Score big with irrigation technology from Valley. It's technology that improves your life and lets you be at the game and in the game. Find your local Valley dealer at valleyirrigation.com.
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health. Why chiropractic? Because it's safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose chiropractic first for pain relief or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health, and find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraska-chiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
You expect your home to protect everything you love, but you don't expect the ways water is breaking down your foundation and damaging your home. Cracks in walls and uneven floors are just a few signs your foundation is compromised. But there's one way to get answers to all your concerns: a free home inspection from Groundworks. We put water back in its place. Get your free inspection at groundworks.com. License number C142293.
Inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Akrs. They are the Midwest's premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Akrs Solutions for every field. Greg Sharpe, Jessica Coody with you here on a Friday night. 402-413-2400, the number if you want to fire off a text or a call. Matt in Raymond said, as I'm listening to you talk about the depth and all the key positions, this is indeed a very positive position to be in. The key is to get the players in depth some experience, because we all know the Big Ten's a hard-hitting league. Injuries happen. The key will be the ones who are stepping up to replace the starters have sufficient playing time under their belt so that you can have continuity, whether it be on offense or defense. Looking forward to the year of a positive rebuild. Thank you all for what you do. Go Big Red. He's right, and that's why, in the UTEP, we're going to be a big favorite against UTEP, but if you hope that you take care of business early and you can rotate a lot of guys and get them some snaps.
Absolutely. I get them that game type experience, but he hit the nail on the head. There is a lot of depth, but it's inevitable. There's going to be injuries. It just happens every year. I hope this is the unicorn year, but it happens at every team across college football. It just, whether it be you're out for a couple games or, the more severe, it just is going to happen. So how are the guys behind them out? How ready are they going to be? Especially, there are some positions that, like a wide receiver, look what those young freshmen did a year ago, stepping into that role, running backs as well. But really, I think on the lines is where you really want to make sure that you've got guys ready to go for whatever situation might arise.
And the way they cross-train so many guys, particularly along the offensive line, Donovan loves to have guys bounce from tackle to guard or guard to center. So you kind of look for the top 7, knowing that a guy may have to swing and go play a different spot along the line than maybe we think that he's going to play in. So I think Donovan feels good about 7. Probably was at 8 before Teddy got hurt, and Henry's not totally back yet either. So that's been tested the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, and look, they are really excited about that young group of linemen. It's just, again, it's not a position that you typically see guys be able to come in right away and be good at it, be able to contribute right away. It just takes time to be able to develop and to be in that kind of player that can play at a high level and contribute. And Searles talks about it all the time. And so, look, the talent is in that room. It's just a matter of getting that experience and getting ready for, as Matt said, Big Ten football, because it is a whole different animal.
Well, we got 2 free weekends left, and then it's go.
And really only one, because we got the red-white scrimmage and the fan day next week.
That's right, fan day is next Saturday.
So the volleyball's first, then football.
And then the scrimmage is at night.
And then the scrimmage is at night.
Wow, the tier. It's going to be a long football season, 2 bye weeks. So it's going to be a long season.
I didn't, for some reason that didn't click with me, and I was looking at something the other day. I was like, wait a second, we got 2 bye weeks?
October 12th and November 9th?
Yeah.
Both off weeks. I love 1. 2 just seems to drag it on too much for me. We'll all be ready. We run hard here at the network, and we'll all be ready for that first one.
Yeah.
The second one, you're going to be going,
The second one,
hoops. We'll have hoops going on.
Hoops, volleyball. It'll be big-time crossover season then.
Yeah. All right, 402-413-2400. Mike in Grand Island says the offensive guard Mazuka sounds like a real smash guy like the Makovica fullbacks. He's big, he's wide. I watched him do some drills today. He's got a lot of pop and power. in his game. I think people are going to like watching him play. He does have a lot, and I think he's got a little nasty to him, and I think those offensive linemen need that.
Yeah, he's just got that attitude that, hey, you're not going to push me around. You're not going to push the guys around me around. It just sets the tone with that kind of meanness and just grittiness. And so, yeah, I think he definitely brings some of that. What is the right word for that? But just I guess meanness up front, that's for sure. And I think he really embraces those physical matchups too. But yeah, it's just now he's played a lot of football, but he hasn't played a lot of football next to Ben Scott and
Exactly
Turner. Turner,
Where-
He's on the left side.
Yep.
Yeah.
Communication's a key.
So
It is.
that's where you've got to really be able to build that and trust the whole line, and it's about a unit. It's not about one guy. So it's fitting into that unit.
402-413-2400. Mike, thanks for the text from out in Grand Island. We need to slip our final break of the hour in, back to wrap up hour one next.
O'Reilly. Check engine light on? Take the guesswork out of your check engine light with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free and provides a report with solutions based on over 650 million vehicle scans verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you need help, we can recommend a shop for you. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
On game day, every play counts. Now imagine having the same level of control in your field. Valley is where farming meets end zone efficiency. With AgSense remote irrigation technology, farmers become the MVPs of their fields. Real-time, play-by-play control means you're always ahead of the game. Score big with simplified irrigation technology from Valley, improving your life both on and off the field. Find your local Valley dealer at valleyirrigation.com.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Dear Truckin' Awesome. Want more horsepower in the stable? The Tundra iForce Max is the most powerful Tundra ever. With its electrifying twin-turbo V6, you got everything you need. Saddle up the Tacoma TRD Pro. Its segment-first performance seats are designed to smooth out the shocks when the ride gets bumpy. The Toyota 4Runner is part mean streak, part wild side, and an all-around icon. Check out that signature power rear window, will ya? Yes, sir, Toyota trucks. Find yours at toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
See your Omaha Metro and Lincoln Toyota dealers. Corwin Toyota of Bellevue, Village Point Toyota of Omaha, Baxter Toyota of La Vista, or Baxter Toyota of Lincoln.
Woodhouse has been a trusted partner in your everyday since 1975. Shop for your next vehicle with a home team at Woodhouse and the official auto dealer of Nebraska Athletics. The August graduation is tomorrow. PBA, 9 o'clock in the morning. There are 11 Huskers that are going to get their degree. A couple of former Huskers. I love these stories. One of them really brings a smile to my face, and that's Niles Paul. Niles finished up his playing days for the Huskers, went on for a nice little career in the NFL with Washington, fifth-round draft pick in 2011. So he's been out of school for 13 years, and now will get his diploma tomorrow. That is a real success story. I know that it lights Dennis LeBlanc up when guys like that do that. And the other one is Trey McGowan's is coming back and getting his diploma tomorrow.
That's
so
great.
That is just so cool. And Trey hasn't been out as long as Niles, but it's so cool those guys stay with it and get that diploma.
Yeah, and I'll never forget when one of my first interviews I did here was with Isaiah Roby, and he was doing a camp here, but he also was going to be walking in the August graduation, and he just talked. Here's a guy in the NBA, and talked about how great the academic staff was at working with them. So it's a tall task for that academic staff just to be on top of all the current student athletes, but they're not done with you once you are done playing here. They want to keep helping you however they can. And Cam Taylor-Britt was the same way when he came back in the spring. He just talked about how great the staff was to work with and how helpful they were in helping him navigate it and figure it out. Hey, what can we do to help you? And so they make it a lot easier probably than maybe some places for these student athletes to be able to come back and do that.
Cam had made a promise to his mom.
Yep.
So he fulfilled it.
Yep.
Good for him. Another name on the list, Jessica, for tomorrow is Teddy.
Oh.
Teddy's getting his diploma tomorrow. So, hopefully he can enjoy the day. I hope he gets to go. I hope he gets to go attend it and walk the stage. He probably can't walk the stage, but maybe. He might be up and moving. But good for Teddy, and good job, Teddy. Well done. I mean, I know you've had a rocky, injury-prone career here, but good for you to get that diploma tomorrow.
He still technically could have two or three full seasons left.
Would it be 2? Probably 2. Isn't that crazy? He'd be a 30-year-old man out there playing football. So, yeah, August graduation tomorrow.
Who was it? Who else is the old man? Didn't it happen recently? There's another guy.
Well, Derek Walker was like 25 when he finished his basketball days, right? Wasn't he?
Yes. Yeah. I feel like there's a defensive lineman here recently.
Yeah, who was... Oh, Ben Stilley.
Yeah, Forever College.
Yeah. Charles, the Forever College guy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but kudos to them. Kudos to the academic department of Nebraska to stay with those young people, even though they leave town. I mean, all those guys have to do most of that stuff remote because they don't live around here anymore. A lot of them don't. I mean, Trey has been bouncing around a couple of the minor leagues in basketball, so he's not been around. I mean, they come back, but they're not around here, so they got to do all that online. And that speaks of their character, too, to hang with it, to get it done. Because it'd be real easy to go, you know what, that time has passed. But it means something to a lot of these guys to get that diploma and say they're a graduate.
Well, and, Trey's been in the G League, and that is playing those basketball leagues that's a grind. You are
trips.
Traveling, you're playing a lot of basketball games. So to be able to be disciplined enough to check off all those boxes and get done what you need to get done, yeah, very impressive.
Speaking of impressive, one of the first drills that I walked up to today was the DBs were dropping back in coverage, and John Butler was playing quarterback. He's got a cannon.
Really?
He's like firing passes. I'm like, wait a minute, Coach Butler he was rifling passes at his guy. So I'm anxious to get to know him more. I think he's a fascinating guy. I think he's kind of re-energized the staff a little bit. I think that they're learning a lot. I mean, even Tony White the other day at his presser said, I'm learning a lot from him because he's so experienced.
Yeah, I think he's brought a lot of energy. It seems to be what a lot of the guys that I've talked to talk about what he's brought. And I think the way that he went about it, wanting to learn how it's done here before he starts, contributing his opinions. And so, but yeah, when I chatted with him, it was a whirlwind for him. It was so fast, so we didn't get a chance to get him here in studio and do a longer interview. But when he's in here for his hour-long coaches show, I can't wait because we're going to be able to dive into a lot with him. And just, I'm with you. I can't wait because he certainly is a fascinating guy.
All right, 1 hour in the books. Coming up next hour, Nate Boerkircher just caught up with him earlier today, the Husker tight end who's really become a big part of this football team. Played a lot last year. Is going to play an awful lot this year for the Cornhuskers. And then BTN's Dave Revsine. I caught up with Dave when he was here just 2 days ago. In fact, they're replaying it right now on BTN, their coverage, their training camp report from Nebraska. Dave's been with the BTN network since its inception in 2007. So a 17-year run as kind of their lead announcer on that program. They do such a good job, and it's really helpful for me in my prep work just to watch these and get kind of a feel with what's going on at UCLA or Purdue or Indiana, the teams that we play I really lock into. But, they do their homework because they come in, they kind of know what they're doing, and I'm sure have great producers that help put that together for them as well.
So you learn a lot about the other teams because you're not there every day. You're here every day with Nebraska. Is there anything you learned or took away, any big points? No. Anything we didn't know already, I guess.
I will say, Howard Griffin's last comment was, something's brewing here. He goes, you can sense it. Something's happening. And he's absolutely right. Fast hour, 1 down, 1 to go before we cut you loose for the weekend. Come on back.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health. Why chiropractic? Because it's safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose chiropractic first for pain relief or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health and find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraska-chiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
Experience luxury car buying like never before with Genesis of Southwest Omaha. Right now, lease the 2024 Genesis G70 Sport Advanced all-wheel drive for just $499 per month. Get started online at southwestomahagenesis.com and shop our current offers happening right now. Or visit our showroom at Village Point today. 36 months, 10,000 miles per year with approved credit. Tax, title, license extra. $2,999 down plus first payment and $299 doc fee due at signing. Offer expires August 31st, 2024. See dealer for details.
Did you get us switched over to shelter insurance?
Actually, I found a deal online.
You did. Does your deal come with award-winning customer service?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Does the deal include a local agent?
Doesn't actually say.
Can we create a customized plan that fits our needs? Let's just call the local shelter agent.
For insurance that fits just right, find a shelter agent near you.
See shelter agent Dory Milberger or Darren Frazier in Omaha or agent Terry Dingwell in Fremont.
When you're in the stands and have the ability to control your irrigation in the field, it's a game-changing moment. Valley is where farming meets end zone efficiency. With AgSense remote irrigation technology, farmers become the MVPs of their fields. Experience real-time, play-by-play action and control that keeps you ahead. Score big with irrigation technology from Valley. It's technology that improves your life and lets you be at the game and in the game. Find your local Valley dealer at valleyirrigation.com.
Good evening. I'm Camden Cohn, and our sports ticker is brought to you by the Nebraska Department of Health and Human Services. Earlier today, Nebraska football offensive coordinator Marcus Satterfield spoke to the media. He talked about a variety of different topics, including the competition in the wide receiver room.
Yeah, I mean, we're a very talented group, and I say it all the time. You know, playing last year made us want to pull our hair out at times, playing young guys like that, but we're reaping the benefits now of guys that are just their second year of college football. They have so much experience. They play off each other. They've got great. It's a big personality room. They have a lot of fun. I think they love each other. They love being around each other. I think they love competing with each other. It's just making them a better unit overall. They've got a bunch of different skill sets: big guys, small guys, guys that maybe not be burners but can manipulate space and zone coverage, and we got guys that can fly. So, really pleased again, with that group and how they're trending at this point.
Last night, the Nebraska soccer team fell to Oklahoma State 2-0, despite holding a 22-13 lead in shots. The team will be back in action Sunday night at 7:05 against Colorado State. The game will be streamed on Big Ten Plus. And finally, a couple of Major League Baseball scores for tonight. One game already final as the Cubs beat the Blue Jays 6-5 in 10 innings. Currently, the Royals lead the Reds 1-0 in the fifth. In just a few minutes, the Cardinals host the Dodgers, and later tonight, the Angels host the Braves, as former Husker Spencer Schwellenbach looks for his fifth win of the season. First pitch is at 8:38 Central there. Another former Husker, Matt Waldron, gets the start for the Padres as they face the Rockies. First pitch is at 7:40 in Denver. Our sports ticker is brought to you by the Nebraska Department of Health and Human Services. Call a timeout. If you or someone you know is struggling or in crisis, the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is there. Call, text, or chat 988. It's free, confidential, and staffed with trained counselors, ready to listen and provide support. Hour 2 of Sports Nightly is up next, right here on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who remind you to buckle up and put the phone down.
Heinrich gonna step and back, little G belly action as a man wide open. It's Jalen Lloyd. The throw, he makes a catch. 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Nebraska.
Nebraska serving specialist Kennedy sends it over Vasquez Gomez. Perfect pass, set it up. Fairbanks diving, take Laney Choboy. Bumps it left Nebraska. Harper and nearly drops. Free ball back. Oh, a block back by Becca, and that nearly drops. And a free ball finally over, block back by Becca, and that does. Becca Alec, she's putting on a blocking clinic. They can't get it over.
Bryce Williams puts his head down, cut off by good defense by Mbako. Now up top it comes to Mast. Mast dribbles once, gives it back to Williams, shoots a three on the way. Got it again! Another three. Williams on fire.
Jazz Shelley, who has electrified this crowd. She'll take a 28-footer. You betcha! Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? She ends the first quarter in triple style.
Ball's at a strike here on Gabe Swanson, the pitch. Hit pretty well towards left center field. Going back on it is Graves. Graves at the wall, and it's gone again! Swanson's gone deep again! Gabe with his second solo shot of the game.
Billy swings and crushes this one to the moon. Left center and gone. No doubt on that one. 3-1 Nebraska.
Here are your hosts, Greg Sharpe and Jessica Coody on the Huskers Radio Network.
Oh, yeah, final hour of the night, final hour of the week. I want to thank Matt Coody for sitting in here last night. I had an event down in Kansas City that I went to take care of, and Jessica had a sponsor party. We bring in our sponsors who have advertising in the stadium and let them see what it's going to look like on the big screens, and then they have a little hors d'oeuvre thing, and then Jess hosted a little student-athlete panel last night, so that's where she was, and so Matt Coody filled in admirably last night on the program. We're going to hear from Nate Boerkircher here in just a couple of minutes, and Dave Revsine from BTN was in town earlier in the week, and I had a chance to catch up with Dave. We'll have that conversation for you here in a couple of minutes. Art in Los Angeles said, Greg, I have a love-hate relationship with bye weeks. It's always nice for the players to rest up, get some extra practice. I hate them because I want Husker football every weekend. Those 2 weeks between games drag on. Going through it twice, not good. I agree with you. I do not like them. Go Big Red. I like I said, one, everybody needs it to kind of collect your breath. Two, then just kind of extends the season out a little bit. Although it gives, us a chance to maybe push back Maybe go somewhere, have some fun, do something cool.
Yeah.
Kinda nice.
Yeah. I mean, I think probably when you have the potential of having a longer season, and if you eventually get to a spot, I don't know, is it going to be normal to have 2 bye weeks from here on out?
No, it all depends. Somebody explained this to me a couple of years ago. How many Saturdays are between Labor Day and Thanksgiving?
Oh.
And whatever the number is, then you have 2 bye weeks. And some years it's shorter. And like this year, we played the 31st. So it's right before September.
Okay.
That's what elongates it. So I don't think that's an every year deal.
Oh, okay. It would be nice to have that during, if you're a team that's maybe making a college football playoff.
No doubt.
To have a couple of those bye weeks. But yeah, that'll be one of them I think is really good. It's going into the USC matchup, right? Yeah.
Which is good.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Yep.
And then
the other one will be before we go back-to-back roadies to Indiana and Ohio State.
So that'll be nice, at the end of the season, maybe get your legs underneath you a little bit. So I don't mind it.
This schedule, 5 home games before like October the 5th, and then only 2 from that to the end of the year.
Yeah. But
weird.
I think it is great that this team's going to be able to start out at home. I mean, we've talked about this, but this is my first home and season opener.
Isn't that crazy?
Since I've been here. We've been on the road every year. And so, just getting to have that home opener and build some confidence, get some of those. You're going to have some young players in some key positions, not just a quarterback if it is 15, but, to have a game under your belt and build some confidence, work out the kinks, all of that. I think it's a nice schedule to be able to start with this particular team.
Totally agree. Well, Jessica earlier today had a chance to catch up with Nate Boerkircher. They made the tight end available to the media today after practice. Here's that conversation.
Here with Nate Boerkircher. Well, you guys are a few weeks into this thing now. How's it gone for this team and for you personally?
Camp's been great. I mean, we've been really gritting it out, practicing hard, and that's kind of what we want to do. We think that we got a lot better last year because of how hard we practice, and I think that's going to keep coming next year, and we're going to take another step.
What's been the biggest differences in the offense and being settled into the offense from a year ago to where you guys are now?
I think that we got an explosive offense. I mean, it's a little bit different from last year. I mean, we got some quick receivers, big, tall receivers. Tie-in room is experienced, and then we got some good backs, and I really like what we got going with our quarterbacks.
Okay, for you personally, after last year, and you played a big role for this team, what were some of the things that you were wanting to focus on and get better at going into this year?
Route running for me is something I wanted to get a little bit better at. My role last year was a lot of blocking and pulling, and I think that I can provide some help in the offense for receiving. So I wanted to get a little bit better than that, take a step in that.
How has that gone? It seems like you've made some big plays so far throughout camp.
Yeah, it's been good. I mean, Coach Sat's been good helping us out. He's really helped me with my footwork and working with my hands on routes. So.
How has it been with Coach Satterfield in the room, working with him?
Sat's a genius. It's really nice having the offensive coordinator in there. He knows everything that's going on, every little minute detail that happens in the play, which helps us with it gives us a tiny advantage that can go a long way.
A lot of the tight ends that I've spoken to have said that they've seen the game in a whole new way and working with the offensive coordinator and knowing so many different aspects. For you personally, how much has that helped you in just being able to see things in a different light through an OC's eyes?
I mean, the main thing for me is blocking. We know the back's aiming point, which I didn't know in the past, and things that the receivers are doing and the line is doing, and that really helps with leverage, and it helps me get in a better spot when I'm blocking.
How are the running backs doing? You just mentioned them. You got lots of talent in that room.
A lot of experience. I mean, Emmett last year stepped up. He's done a great job. Bermier's battled some injuries, but he was a really good player for us. And Dante, he's running with his hair is on fire.
The guys that you help out a lot too, you guys are close with the offensive line. We know about some of the starters, but the depth behind them, how has that progressed throughout camp as well?
Yeah, I mean, we've had some injuries, which was unfortunate, and we have guys stepping up, and I think they're doing a great job, and transfers like Micah, and he's doing a great job, and they're such a tight group, and they kind of lead the offense in a way.
So take us through just, the progression of camp, how it works, where you're going through the first couple weeks, and now you guys are moving into week 3 or 4, how that changes and what it looks like for the team and what you're trying to accomplish.
Yeah, so we started off in spiders, not really padded, can't because of NCAA rules. And then second week really picked it up with pads and started hitting a lot. And this is the week that we've gotten real physical and we've been grinding. And then next week I think we slow it down a little bit and then get ready for the game.
You know, some of the situations that Coach Rule's talked about putting you guys in, how much are you learning from that and understanding just, again, what you need to do, where you need to be in any given situation throughout a game?
I mean, it's super helpful. It makes you able to go play confident in the game. You're able to just relax and then figure out what's going on and attack.
A lot of weapons in the tight end room as well. Overall, as a group, how do you feel like you guys have gone about providing what this offense needs throughout fall camp and establishing yourself as a big role in this offense?
Yeah, I think experience is the big thing for us. We've had a lot of snaps, the three, me, Luke, and Thomas, and then we got some new guys. AJ Rollins just hopped in the tight end room, which is really cool because he was there in the past. And then Barrett is doing a great job, and we got those young guys, and we're trying to just pick everybody up and have the tight end unit be a big piece for the offense.
What does this offense need to do over these last few weeks to be where you need to be come kickoff?
We just gotta figure out the little problems we're running into. There's little things that we gotta fix. There's procedure issues, but we're fixing that.
Quarterbacks, how you liking that group, and Dylan Raiola too?
I love those guys. They're great guys, first of all, and even better football players. Dylan's playing really well. He's explosive. I like how Danny's playing, and of course Heinrich is an explosive athlete. So
appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Well, if you're watching the YouTube stream, you noticed we were joking about that earlier. We started in one position, but he kept backing off. He didn't realize he was doing that afterwards, so we had a good laugh about it. But
nervous energy.
He's obviously a great interview, and I think he's going to be a big piece for this offense this year.
I do too. Like him, he's just gotten better and better. Another one of those great walk-on to scholarship guys stories that Nebraska football is so famous for. And we heard from Sat last hour. That's a pretty sneaky good room with Thomas Fidone being the headliner, but he's right behind him.
Yeah, absolutely. And just the experience that's in there, but then you've also got some young talent as well. But yeah, they, a lot of different options you're going to be able to have with them. And that's where I think maybe we see Boerk and Fidone on the field at the same time and utilize both those guys since they both can be really good. Have developed both into both being versatile and being able to rely on them in different ways. And whether it's, throwing a ball to Boerk and you now trust him to be able to go up and make some of those catches and putting Fidone in some different situations as well. But yeah, those are two good pieces to build your tight end room around.
Another name that stood out to me today, another guy that stood out to me today was Keelan Smith.
Yeah, I was about to say that when we started talking because he's a guy that could maybe move to tight end eventually, but right now he's with the wide receivers. And Garrett McGuire was really high on him when he came in here, but he was competitive in high school. He was basically the best offensive player in the state of Missouri. He was. And is just not afraid to come in here and compete. I think he's really, really smart, understands the game. And so I think there's a lot of those young players that are making it really hard to say, hey, we might need to redshirt you this year. I think some of them are making that conversation really, really hard.
And there's so much depth in that room. You kind of go, is there going to be enough snaps to make it worthwhile? Well, he's making them think about it.
And
he really is.
Again, he's got the body type, maybe could eventually be a tight end. So he's a big wide receiver, so he gives you a different option out there on the outside he continues to impress. And if you catch the football and you make those plays, they can't leave you off the field.
Right.
And that's what he's doing.
The son of the great Neil Smith. Also, I think a fan of oatmeal cookies.
Yes. That's why you like him.
Is it that obvious? Yeah, and Amari Sanders. I watched him a little bit today as well. That's another guy that I don't think's going to redshirt.
Yeah.
I think he's going to play.
Yeah.
So there's a couple of those freshmen that are kind of jumping off the tape at us. All right, when we come back, going to sit down with Dave Revsine of BTN, get his thoughts about the Huskers, about the Big Ten, adding those 4 schools. We'll just have a fun time talking to Dave next.
If you're driven by an adventurous heart, you're in luck. The 2024 Subaru Outback shares your spirit. It will take you as far as you want to explore with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive and up to 9.5 inches of ground clearance. Plus, 96% of Outback vehicles sold in the last 10 years are still on the road today. The 2024 Subaru Outback. Go where love takes you. Longevity based on Experian automotive vehicles in operations versus total new registrations for model years 2023 to 2022 as of December 2022.
You're going to feel a puff of air.
Jong's Optometry has set their sights on staffing up.
Try the next line. Hey, Kim, can you tell our 2 o'clock we're running 15 behind? Sorry, we're a bit backed up today.
He needs an optometric technician to keep an eye on it all.
Where are the dilation drops?
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
You expect your home to protect everything you love, but you don't expect the ways water is breaking down your basement and damaging your home. Mold, cracks, and of course visible water are just a few signs your basement is compromised. But there's one way to get answers to all your concerns. A free home inspection from Groundworks. We put water back in its place. Get your free inspection at groundworks.com. License number C142293.
On game day, every play counts. Now imagine having the same level of control in your field. Valley is where farming meets end zone efficiency. With AgSense remote irrigation technology, farmers become the MVPs of their fields. Real-time, play-by-play control means you're always ahead of the game. Score big with simplified irrigation technology from Valley, improving your life both on and off the field. Find your local Valley dealer at valleyirrigation.com.
It's the Make It Ford Summer Sales Event at your Midwest Ford dealers. Get 0% financing or up to $4,250 bonus cash on F-150. Amazing offers and a great selection of the best-selling trucks in America for 47 years. Ford F-Series. These are the deals you've been waiting for, so don't wait. Make it Ford. Make it yours. Make it now. Get 0% financing for 36 months or up to $4,250 bonus cash on a new Ford F-150. Now, only at your Midwest Ford dealers.
Set, hike. When champions take the field, they come ready to play. TL Irrigation understands the value of momentum. Like a Husker drive, there's no stopping. If you live for farming and football like we do, TL Irrigation has you covered. Check your fields from the game with a remote system, or just enjoy the play knowing our systems are reliable as a sold-out Memorial Stadium. Touchdown! Nebraska born, Nebraska strong. Husker Nation and TL Irrigation are like no other.
Here in Nebraska, we love our teachers. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska is teaming up with Husker Athletics to recognize teachers who help students live their best and healthiest lives. Visit huskers.com/touchdown for teachers today to tell us about your favorite Nebraska educator. Winning teachers get a school day visit from Herbie Husker and a VIP experience at the 2025 Husker football spring game. Thanks to their biggest fans at Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska. Head to huskers.com/touchdown for teachers today.
Elevate your journey and command the road like never before with a new vehicle from Woodhouse GMC. Plus, with our current offers going on now, you'll save even more. Receive up to $9,000 off MSRP on the 2024 GMC Sierra 1500. Woodhouse GMC, we are professional grade. With approved credit, tax title license extra. Must have 2010 or newer trade-in to qualify. Offer applies to select stock numbers. $299 doc fee due at signing. Offer expires September 3rd, 2024. See dealer for details.
Welcome back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Akrs, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer. They are servicing those equipment for the advanced agriculture and all of you farmers out there in Nebraska and much more. They have solutions for every field. BTN made their stop in Lincoln this week, their campus tours, fabulous series of reports, and it's been added this year by 4 editions of the schools from the West Coast. Delighted to be joined by Dave Revsine. Welcome back. Good to have you in Lincoln.
Oh, it's great to be here, Greg. It's always such a good visit. I got a chance to look around the new facility today. Troy took me around. Holy cow.
I get lost.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
2 or 3 times I'm lost every time I'm walking around.
Yeah, it's incredible. It really is. I mean, they already had reasonably nice facilities, but this is at an incredible level. I think what I really liked about it is that it's not necessarily about like the slides and either the lazy river or any of that. It's about functional things that make your program more efficient, that help you in recovery, that all of those kinds of things that really make your football program better. And that, to me, I think that's kind of where it's going to go now. That's kind of my feeling, is this is what we're going to see more from these facilities. But yeah, it was really impressive, and the hospitality is second to none as always.
Well, that's good to hear. Good to hear. I don't want to spend much time on this, but just give me a quick thumbnail of what you saw at practice.
I thought it was really good. I mean, obviously there's going to be so much focus on Dylan Raiola, and he's good. I mean, you've watched him, right? He can really throw the football. He has a lot of poise. He seems to have a command of that team and respect from the guys that are out there with him, which I think can't be easy as a freshman, right? I mean, it really speaks volumes about him. I realize he's been here for a while, right? He got here in January. So I get that it's a little different than a guy coming in like in the old days where you'd show up in July or August. But there's something really impressive about him. But it's not just him. That quarterback room's really good. They have two good freshman quarterbacks, as you know. Harburg, I think, is a player they have to figure out a way to use in some way, shape, or form this year. Maybe it's not always a quarterback, but he's just too versatile. He's too athletic a piece. And then the receivers have upgraded, so it just feels like offensively, I mean, they can't help but to be better, right? You're going to be better than 18 points a game and 31 giveaways. I don't think there's any question about that. And then defensively, just a lot back. It feels like they're really comfortable in Tony White's system. So, yeah, good vibe. The schedule really cooperates. It just feels to me like things are lining up for them to have a good year.
Speaking of vibe, watching your coverage from Indy a few weeks ago, it seemed like there was an extra bounce. And was that because of the new members, do you think, to the league?
I'm really excited. I mean, I don't know if you're talking about me in particular or just everyone.
Just everyone seemed like there was more of a smile on their face about the conference.
I just think it's really cool. I mean, I just... this job has been awesome. This is my 18th year of doing it. I absolutely love it, as I hope comes across. But what makes it exciting is when things change, and that kind of reinvigorates you. And so I feel personally reinvigorated. I think the programs that we've added are fabulous, Greg. Like, Oregon's going to be great.
They are.
They'll be really, really good. But then you just talk about the broad-based athletic programs of all four of those schools, the areas of success that they've had in football and basketball, and I think that's really important. And we'd be kidding ourselves if we didn't say that football drives the bus, because it absolutely does. There's just no question about it. But the number of national championships, of Olympians, of all those different, all the success across so many different sports, it just can't help but to make our job, I think, more fun and help our conference and help our network, which depends a lot on Olympic sports programming.
You added some members to your network from the Pac-12, right, to help you kind of get acclimated to them?
Yes, so excited. Ashley Adamson's amazing. She's a studio host. I've actually known her. She and I, someone put her in contact with me when she was interviewing for the Pac-12 networks, I guess a dozen years ago. And then we kind of kept in touch a little bit through the years, and I've watched her as much as I can. Truthfully, I didn't have it at home, so I had to watch her in the studio. But I just think she's really, really good and has incredible amount of respect out on the West Coast. We had Yogi Roth, who was one of their analysts, who was a coach at USC. He played at Pitt. He made me feel old by telling me that I was doing a game out there. I was doing the College Game Day radio show with Mel Kiper, but we were also doing, for some reason, was doing sidelines for the primetime game as well, in addition to doing the radio show. And he sat in because he knew he wanted to be a broadcaster. They were allowing him to sit in whenever they had a TV crew in town. So that made me feel, goodness gracious. And then Guy Haberman's going to do some play-by-play for us. He was one of the voices of the Pac-12 networks. He's fabulous. Got a chance to get to know him in Indy. So, yeah, that's helped. I think there's a balancing act, Greg, of on one hand, you want the new schools to feel like they're a part of absolutely everything that's going on in Chicago, and you don't want to treat them any differently than you treat any other network or any other member. On the other hand, I think you don't want them to feel like they have no familiar faces.
Right.
And so I think we've kind of struck a nice balance. For the campus tour, Ashley's out there doing those schools, but Jerry's out there with her, in addition to Yogi. I went out there this summer and filmed Trailblazers at all four schools and met with all of the administrators and coaches. Howard was out there for spring football. So we've tried to figure out a way to kind of have everyone touch these new schools. Rick went to the Big Ten meetings. So, again, make them know who all of these faces are, but also don't have them feel like you have all these people who don't know anything about our program talking about it.
Again, this is Dave Revsine of BTN here on Sports Nightly. The Tony Petitti, talk a little bit about him, what you've observed of him. This is such a crazy time in college sports with realignment, still kind of unsettled, NIL, all those things that he's having to deal with right now. Tell me a little bit about Tony, because we've not spent really any time with him.
Yeah, he was supposed to be here for practice today, and then when the practice got changed, I think they weren't able to make it here. Tony's amazing. He has incredible energy. This is a hard job right now. I mean, as you said, Greg, there's so much going on. And so kind of the notion of making a priority list of what you've got to do, it feels like it's everything. Truthfully, I've spent time with Tony, but I think a lot of his emphasis has been on being on the campuses and getting to know all of the key names and faces. The parts of the expansion's been a huge part of it. So really a lot of what I get, I have spent time with them, but more of what I've gotten is in talking to administrators about, hey, what are you getting from the conference and how do you feel the conference's position? And people love him. They just feel like he goes to bat for them. He understands the issues. He's really smart. He's positioning the conference well. So I'm getting more. It's more about what I'm hearing from athletic directors, from coaches, from all the people that he has, kind of come in contact with in terms of, hey, what do you need from us and what should our priorities be? And everyone just feels like he's doing an amazing job.
We got a bit of a peek behind the curtain a few weeks ago when he announced the next 5 years, 6 years of the basketball tournament moving around a little bit.
Yeah.
Don't you think that happens for other sports too?
I can't say for sure. I don't know. No, football's going to stay in Indy. They did make that announcement that for the foreseeable future, it's in Indy. I want to say through 28. Yeah.
Right.
So, Indy's such a great host.
Yeah.
It's hard. I do think on one hand, do you want to move it around? Yeah, maybe. I think the hard thing with the football championship game is, it can be on as short a notice as a week's notice.
Yeah.
And especially with the expanded playoff, I don't know that you can put it in the outer reaches of the conference and expect people to go now, unless it happens to be a team that's in the outer reaches that makes it. But it almost feels like keeping it kind of closer to the 11 schools that were the conference,
the bulk of the league
10 years ago. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't know what the rationale is, but I will say this: Indy's an incredible host city.
They are.
I love that they're moving the basketball around because that is something that you can plan for. Your team's going to be in it. I guess there are going to be a few that won't qualify, but by and large, you're going to be in it. And you can say, hey, let's go to Las Vegas. Hey, that'd be fun. When's it? Let's go watch the Huskers in Vegas. Who wouldn't want to do that?
They'll have alumni flocking from every school.
Yeah.
To Vegas
absolutely.
for that. Yeah. Well, it's an interesting time. I'm with you. I love the buzz. We don't play Oregon or Washington this year. We play the two Southern California schools. But you're right. Great. I've had the privilege in my career to broadcast from all four of those venues. They're fabulous.
Yeah.
All four of them are incredible venues for football.
Yeah, they are. It's really, the quality, the kind of the brand names, I guess, that we've added and just kind of the tradition of each one of those places. They're big-time football programs. And, Washington played for the national championship a year ago. USC's tied for the most Pro Football Hall of Famers of any school. Oregon has been one of the great up-and-coming programs. And then, UCLA, I understand that people feel like, maybe they're rebuilding a bit. They've won 8 games 3 years in a row. They have a great history. They've been in a ton of Rose Bowls. They have a Heisman winner. It's not like I understand that people are kind of giving them, in football anyway, the fourth billing. Obviously, in basketball, they're the preeminent program, maybe in the history of the sport. But I think football, they have a chance to be really competitive. And will it happen right away with Deshaun? I don't know. But again, 8 wins, 3 straight years. This is nothing to sneeze at. You haven't been to Michigan yet. I think you guys finished late with them. Are they being overlooked a little bit? They're the defending national title. And I know Jim's gone and all that. J.J. McCarthy's gone, but they're the defending titleist. They were ranked in the top 10, so I don't know. I think it's a weird balance. I don't think anyone looks at them and thinks they might win the national championship. Right. But clearly a lot of people believe they can make the playoff because I guess otherwise they wouldn't be in the top 10. I think they're going to be really good on defense. That interior defensive line is going to be tremendous. They have I don't play the EA Sports game, but I understand that Will Johnson is the highest ranked player in the country in the game, I believe.
He's awfully good.
Yeah, he's good. So can you figure it out offensively? To me, the challenge is personnel-wise in the coaching staff. Right? Like, this is Greg Campbell. It's the first time you've been the offensive coordinator. What does that look like? Martindale is transitioning from the NFL to college. How different is that for him? Although I think it helps that he was in that same kind of Ravens system. So that, to me, it's where it's interesting, is kind of, can the coaches hit the ground running, a largely new staff, and how do they kind of integrate with one another?
It's just fascinating to me, Dave, because they did win it 8 months ago, and when you talk about the Big Ten, they're about team 6 or 7.
Washington?
Well,
they played for the championship.
And they have, they have completely got wiped out by graduations. Yeah, the two teams that played for the whole thing are really low billing.
Yeah. Washington's going to be really interesting. I spent some time with Jed.
I like him.
He's great. I don't think it will. I mean, what's crazy is that Troy hired him, right?
Yep.
So he hired both the football coach and the basketball coach. But, yeah, I think, look, whether they'll be good right away, he didn't know. When I was there this summer, he said, I think the quote was, you have to watch them sweat next to one another until you know. It's just hard to figure it out. But will they be good in short order? I think they will, and they have a lot of things working in their favor there. I mean, it's really a neat place.
Good. Well, good to see you. Thank you for spending
some
time with us.
Great to see you, Greg. Really, really good to see you, to hear your voice.
Dave.
Yeah, I know you are, and we're all right there with you.
Thanks. Dave Revsine of BTN. Back with more of the show next.
Discover a better car buying experience with Woodhouse Hyundai during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Right now, lease the 2024 Hyundai Palisade SEL for just $449 a month. When you shop Woodhouse Hyundai, you can rest easy with Hyundai Shopper Assurance, America's best 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Get started online at woodhousehyundai.com today. 36 months, 10,000 miles per year with approved credit. Tax, title, license, extra. First payment and $299 doc fee due at signing. Offer expires September 3rd, 2024. See dealer for details.
Jim Gaffigan here with some more Straight Talk. Let's take a moment to appreciate our sweet children, loving grandparents, and eternal soulmates. Now let's use them to save money on wireless. Because with the Straight Talk Silver Plan, you get 4 lines for just $25 a month with unlimited data and no contracts. So add those human pawns, loved ones, and save money. Thanks, kids. You're finally worth it. Straight Talk Wireless, available at Walmart.
Get 4 lines on Silver Unlimited for $25 per line per month, plus taxes and fees. For data management practices and additional terms, visit straighttalk.com.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Dear Truckin' Awesome. Want more horsepower in the stable? The Tundra iForce Max is the most powerful Tundra ever. With its electrifying twin-turbo V6, you got everything you need. Saddle up the Tacoma TRD Pro. Its segment-first performance seats are designed to smooth out the shocks when the ride gets bumpy. The Toyota 4Runner is part mean streak, part wild side, and an all-around icon. Check out that signature power rear window, will ya? Yes, sir, Toyota trucks. Find yours at toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
See your Omaha Metro and Lincoln Toyota dealers. Corwin Toyota of Bellevue, Village Point Toyota of Omaha, Baxter Toyota of La Vista, or Baxter Toyota of Lincoln.
Here in Nebraska, we love our teachers. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska is teaming up with Husker Athletics to recognize teachers who help students live their best and healthiest lives. Visit huskers.com/touchdown for teachers today to tell us about your favorite Nebraska educator. Winning teachers get a school day visit from Herbie Husker and a VIP experience at the 2025 Husker football spring game. Thanks to their biggest fans at Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska. Head to huskers.com/touchdown for teachers today.
It's the Make It Ford Summer Sales Event at your Midwest Ford dealers. Get 0% financing or up to $4,250 bonus cash on F-150. Amazing offers and a great selection of the best-selling trucks in America for 47 years. Ford F-Series. These are the deals you've been waiting for, so don't wait. Make it Ford. Make it yours. Make it now. Get 0% financing for 36 months or up to $4,250 bonus cash on a new Ford F-150. Now, only at your Midwest Ford dealers.
Set, hike. When champions take the field, they come ready to play. TL Irrigation understands the value of momentum. Like a Husker drive, there's no stopping. If you live for farming and football like we do, TL Irrigation has you covered. Check your fields from the game with a remote system, or just enjoy the play knowing our systems are reliable as a sold-out Memorial Stadium. Touchdown! Nebraska born, Nebraska strong. Husker Nation and TL Irrigation are like no other.
Experience luxury and performance at Woodhouse Lincoln. Receive 0% APR for 60 months on the 2024 Lincoln Navigator. From selecting the perfect vehicle to securing the best financing options, our team is here to assist you every step of the way. Come visit Woodhouse Lincoln at 144th and Giles Road or online at woodhouselincoln.com and explore all our current offers going on now. With approved credit, $299 doc fee due at signing. Offer expires 8/31/2024. See dealer for details.
Woodhouse has been a trusted partner in your everyday life since 1975. Shop for your next vehicle with the home team at Woodhouse and the official auto dealer of Nebraska Athletics. Greg Sharpe, Jessica Coody back with you here on a Friday night. Thanks again to Dave Revsine for spending a few minutes while he was in town the other day to talk Big Ten football and BTN and all those type of fun things. Always good to catch up with Dave on the program tonight. There's been a couple of shakeups in some of the TV world. ESPN, 3 weeks out from the start of the NFL season, is making a major change on their pregame show. Samantha Ponder and Robert Griffin both let go this week by the network. Man, it seems awful close to the start of the kind of getting going. You'd think this would happen in April or May.
Yeah, it's crazy timing. I was trying to read up on it. They say that it's budget cuts, but I don't know. They've got a lot of talent that they're paying a lot of money, and it's just interesting that it's this close and that, she's their NFL Sunday host.
Yeah.
And
I thought he's been getting a lot of rave reviews. Robert has, and he did some college football. And
yeah, he got a lot of airtime.
I know.
Or has gotten a lot of airtime. And it's not like, I wouldn't think that he's making much more than some of their other analysts. He did some college football, right? And he's done some analyst work. But yeah, both are pretty shocking. And it just, they've got a ton of college football analysts that you probably can plug into Robert's role, but the role that Sam hosting the Sunday show, that's not something you just
go find somebody else.
Yeah, so
they're talking about Greeny.
Coming
doing that show.
Wow. Because normally if that's a move that you make, that's usually a process that takes a while to get to that and figuring out who's going to fill the role and all of that.
Conway says it's Jason Kelsey who's going to take Griff's role on the kind of the Monday night countdown show that they do.
Yeah.
Which I think he'll be good.
Yeah. No, he'll be great. But yeah, just two big names that I don't know you expected. They invested a lot of money in Sam Ponder, and I don't necessarily love her in the hosting role. I liked her more as a sideline kind of role, but
to me, it's the timing's what's odd.
Yeah. I mean, ESPN has a tendency to pull the plug on things, I think, a little quickly. And that's what Charles Barkley brought up when he was asked about could ESPN recreate inside the NBA, and he said no, because they're not patient enough to let it develop. That that took a long time, and they've had the same guys on that show, and with those four especially, but that. And, going back to that documentary that was done on that show, they had talked about when they brought Shaq in, it just wasn't right. And it took a while, but they stayed with it and stayed patient. And then it became, once they got it all figured out, it was magic. I mean, it's arguably, I think in my opinion, the best studio show on television. So, he brought that up with ESPN. They just don't stick with things. They get a bad, maybe, report from, what is it called, where they sit down and they like a
review
a focus
or
group, focus group. That, and then it's like, and they panic and then they make moves. But they've made some investments in some talent, like huge, paying, and they are still having to, fight for their rights on some of these other NBA and some of their other packages that they have that are costing them a ton of money. The college football playoff, college football, SEC. And so they're shelling out a lot of money in rights fees. And, as more people move towards streaming, it just, I don't know if the streaming revenue has caught up to the broadcast revenue yet, and so I think
Not yet. It's getting there.
Yeah,
it's closing the gap.
But I think they've just got a lot of money invested in some talent that they probably are thinking twice about.
Tom Brady, I'm interested to hear him. I don't think he's done one yet, but I'm anxious to see how Tom converts to the broadcast booth.
I think he'll be good.
I kind of do too.
I think he's got a little bit of a personality where I think he'll be funny and entertaining at times. Like I don't know how many like extensive interviews, but he can be a little dry and have some fun with it. But then also, obviously, his mind is a brilliant mind. So just being able to provide us some insight on that and what he knows and sees about the game, I honestly think he'll be really good.
Dave Revsine, we were talking with Dave about the Big Ten moving that basketball tournament around. I think, I don't know how you can go wrong putting it in Vegas. I mean, I think all the alumni of all the schools are going to go, I'll go out there for a couple of days, play some slots, watch my team play. I know it's not that closely located to really, I mean, it is fairly close, I guess, to L.A., but I think it'll be a winner for the league.
But cheap flights from almost everywhere. And good weather, and I think, I like it. I think it could be one of those destination spots where, like what Omaha is for baseball, and you want to make sure that you go every year.
James in Lincoln said, Jessica, you were looking for the word tenacity.
Yes, tenacity, yeah. There's a few different words, but I definitely think tenacity is a good word. He just brings that fire, just that attitude, tenacity that I think is good for an offensive line.
He went on to say, Niles Paul, way to go. How tenacious of you. He goes, I remember playing against him in high school. I remember him getting off the bus at Seacrest. The dude was just intimidatingly ripped. Niles was such a great athlete. And he was a wide receiver here at Nebraska, and then he bulked up to be a tight end in the NFL. That's not an easy transition to make, but if you missed it earlier, Niles is graduating tomorrow here at UNL, one of 11 Huskers to get their diplomas tomorrow. August is not a very big graduation ceremony. Obviously, May is the biggest, and then December 2nd, and then the August one picks off those summer class people that get their degree. So, but congratulations to everybody, including Teddy Prohaska, going to pick up that diploma tomorrow. So, good job, Niles. Tenacity. That's a great word.
That is.
That's an underused word.
Yep. I like it. Good word.
Put away. Somebody wants to know if we're going to talk more tonight. Shane goes, we're going to talk more about the E60. Well, I didn't see it last night. You didn't see it. You were doing the event tonight, so I'm not. It airs a week from Sunday is when it airs, but I can't comment on something I haven't seen.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't see it either. I was at a different event, so we will see.
Yeah.
Let's have to wait and see.
Yeah, have to wait and see on that. All right, Huskers will have a scrimmage tomorrow. Matt Rule will meet with the media after the scrimmage. We'll play you some of those highlights for you Monday night. John Cook's next presser for volleyball is also Monday. We'll try to pick off some of those comments for you on Monday's show as well. I kind of plan on being a little lazy this weekend, honestly. I mean, probably sit on the
taking
couch.
it in.
It's gonna be hot. Just kind of relax. We only have 2 more to kind of kick our feet back before we get going. And you're right, Fan Day next Saturday.
Yeah, it's almost here finally.
Yeah.
It just seems like it got here in a hurry, but now I feel like it's taking long to get there. So
Right.
I'm ready for game week. I'm ready for it to be here.
I'm with you. Talking season, I'm ready for that to be done. All right, we need to take our final break. When we come back, everybody's week's winners and losers. Love this segment. We'll get to that next.
It's the Make It Ford Summer Sales Event at your Midwest Ford dealers. Get 0% financing or up to $4,250 bonus cash on F-150. Amazing offers and a great selection of the best-selling trucks in America for 47 years. Ford F-Series. These are the deals you've been waiting for, so don't wait. Make it Ford. Make it yours. Make it now. Get 0% financing for 36 months or up to $4,250 bonus cash on a new Ford F-150. Now, only at your Midwest Ford dealers.
Husker Nation, your women's basketball team is gearing up for another incredible season, and you can be right in the heart of the action. Join the season ticket request list today and guarantee your spot for another year of Husker dominance. Witness every key basket, every clutch steal, and celebrate every victory with the most dedicated fans in the nation. Don't wait. Head over to huskers.com/tickets and secure your seat for an unforgettable season. Go Big Red.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
If you're driven by an adventurous heart, you're in luck. The 2024 Subaru Outback shares your spirit. It will take you as far as you want to explore with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive and up to 9.5 inches of ground clearance. Plus, 96% of Outback vehicles sold in the last 10 years are still on the road today. The 2024 Subaru Outback. Go where love takes you. Longevity based on Experian Automotive Vehicles in operations versus total new registrations for model years 2023 to 2022 as of December 2022.
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health. Why chiropractic? Because it's safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose chiropractic first for pain relief or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health and find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraska-chiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
Back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Akrs. They are the Midwest's premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Akrs solutions for every field. Greg Sharpe, Jessica Coody with you. Back our final segment of the week here tonight. Mark on our text line said ESPN does pull the plug quickly on seemingly good people, and then they hang on to and overpay people like Greenberg and Stephen A. Go figure. I could throw Paul Feinbaum maybe in that thing too.
It's funny. My dad put on Stephen A. today for a little bit, and my mom said, "Can we turn it off? I cannot stand listening to this show."
He's kind of the anchor of that whole network right now.
I know. I feel like you either love it or hate it. There's no in between. I don't think.
I can take him in small doses.
Yeah,
is all I can for him. And Feinbaum's just kind of that nerdy guy that just says enough to kind of hook you into some of his shows.
And he's really SEC. I don't know how big of it. Draw he has nationally.
I agree. If you're in LA and you're not really an SEC fan, are you watching him at all? You're probably not. I don't watch him.
I don't watch him. I don't watch him. Yeah.
All right, winners and losers for the week. What's on your list?
Okay, so for my loser, I'm going to go with the IOC and just the debacle with the Jordan Childs bronze medal. And
is that still going to the courts? Is that where?
Well, now they've officially said that the USA said they'll keep fighting, but she has posted, Jordan has broken her silence on it, and it's really just heartbreaking. She's said, this is just devastating. I'm overwhelmed by the love I've received over the past few days. I have no words. The decision feels unjust and comes as a significant blow, not just to me, but to everyone who has championed my journey. But yeah, they had a bronze medal ceremony for the Romanian that ended up, they bumped over her, but I guess Jordan's not giving it back. They just found a different bronze medal to give. But it just, the way that it had gone down, they didn't accept, I guess, the kind of evidence that the United States had.
Which the U.S. had some video evidence of the clock and had it laid out for them to look at it. It's just been so clunky how they handled the whole thing.
Yeah, and why don't you have the ability to appeal that,
Right.
And it's just such a significant moment in these athletes' lives. And why is it, if you're going to do something like that, take a medal away from somebody, then you need to have a better process for it.
Totally agree.
Just a bad look, hate it for Jordan, and just really sad that anybody has to be dealing with that. So
yeah, just for both athletes, really, the Romanian too, who for a brief time thought she was the third person anyway, and then
now it's going to be tainted. Her bronze medal is going to be tainted. So yeah,
absolutely.
My winner, but I guess it could also be a loser. But I'm gonna say it's a winner. But Maddie Fowler Boerkircher, today was her last day working with the university. She's going to be going back to Arizona. But what a tremendous impact that she's had as a student athlete, and then as an employee of this athletics department. She has been great to work with, has been a great voice for the Huskers Radio Network. So I'm just going to say we're all winners for I've gotten to work and get to know Maddie Fowler Boerkircher and just her tremendous impact. But wishing her well. Nick Boerkircher, he is her husband and has done a fantastic job with the digital crew. He's going to be sticking around through the first game, so he's not done yet, but they're going to be moving back closer to her family. But appreciate everything she's done for our network and for the athletics department.
100%, and that's home for her.
Yeah.
So she's kind of going back to her roots there. But, yeah, terrific softball player and then did a great job with Nate on the broadcast the last couple of years for home games. I mean, she basically gives birth, and like 3 days later, she's on the broadcast with Nate during the spring this past year.
Yeah, and she's just been. I know that softball program loves her, adores her, and so we're gonna miss her, but wish her the best of luck and appreciate all that she's done for us. So I'm gonna say we're winners for have gotten to know and work with Maddie Fowler Boerkircher.
Fantastic, Camden. What's on your list this week?
Yeah, just going off of Maddie Fowler Boerkircher, I called my first Huskers Radio Network game with Maddie for softball.
There you go.
There we go. We have a little bond there, too.
Way to bring that full circle.
Nice.
Well done. You're learning.
And then as for my winner, I'm going to go with Weston Wilson. Do you know who that is, Greg?
I do not.
Well, he became the first Phillies rookie to hit for the cycle last night.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
And he played like 700-something games in the minors. He's 29 years old. So just kind of a neat story there for someone that you wouldn't expect in a lineup filled with superstars.
That's a pretty cool story to be able to do that. Your loser, how'd you spin the loser then?
How'd I spin the loser?
What was your loser?
That you ran the board for her game?
What?
What was your loser?
I'm going to do it now.
Oh, I thought you did
he
it.
just was adding on to my take.
I'm jumping the gun.
Yeah. So my loser is going to be Oregon State women's soccer. They played Iowa yesterday, and Iowa had a 2-0 lead in the second half at Oregon State when the match was called due to weather. And so Iowa wanted to continue the game the next day, so that would be today, and Oregon State elected not to make up the rest of the game. So by rule, the game is deemed no contest and statistics are all voided.
Wow, how did I not know that had happened?
Yeah. So.
I mean, the visiting team is willing to stick around and finish it out. And the home team's like, no, we're done because we're losing?
Yeah, because they're losing.
Wow.
That is a great loser, by the way.
Wow.
That seems wrong.
Yeah.
Can't somebody... Oh my gosh!
The visiting team's like, no, we'll figure it out. We want to finish this, and they're like, nah.
Wow. That's a good one. All right, my loser. I said this earlier in the week is Matt Kuchar. He decided to pick up Sunday when it was getting really dark, not finish his round. He was the only golfer that didn't finish. So then the people that run the event had to come back the next morning and let him play 3 shots. It took about 4 minutes for him to be done. Why make everybody go through that just because you're going to pick? And he wasn't going to win the tournament. He was like 10th place or whatever, so finish it up. It's a bad look.
Yeah, don't love that. Just expecting everybody to come in and for you.
People love him, Jess, but remember the thing he did a couple years ago about how he had a fill-in caddy, and he wins the tournament, and he didn't pay him what you would normally pay a caddy? And everyone's like, what, you cheap dude? What are you doing?
Yeah. There's some questionable stories on him.
Wow. My winner's Niles Paul. We talked about him going through graduation tomorrow. Covered Niles as a Husker when he was here. He was a tremendous prep athlete up in Omaha. Just so proud of guys like Niles and Trey McGowan for hanging in there and getting their degree well after their college days. All right. Man, Camden, I'm still buzzing about that Oregon State thing. I didn't know that had happened. That just seems so wrong.
What a terrible look.
Oh, Iowa has the expense to travel out there to play that match. They lead. Their team has done a good job, and they don't get rewarded for the win.
Yeah, that stinks.
If Oregon State's winning, I bet they play it.
You darn right they would have.
Yep.
You're darn right they would have. What a bad look. All right, you guys have a good weekend.
Yeah, you too.
Camden, you got big plans?
Nope.
All right.
Nope. Last one.
Last one?
I think. I'm considering this the last one.
Yeah. I probably won't do much of the fan days. So everybody enjoy this weekend. I know a lot of people got back to school, high schools, grade schools, middle schools, all back underway. Let your kids sleep in tomorrow. Have some fun with that. All right, we'll be back with you on Monday. Enjoy the weekend. Good night.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
It's the Make It Ford Summer Sales Event at your Midwest Ford dealers. Get 0% financing or up to $4,250 bonus cash on F-150. Amazing offers and a great selection of the best-selling trucks in America for 47 years. Ford F-Series. These are the deals you've been waiting for. So don't wait. Make it Ford. Make it yours. Make it now. Get 0% financing for 36 months or up to $4,250 bonus cash on a new Ford F-150. Now, only at your Midwest Ford dealers.
Here in Nebraska, we love our teachers. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska is teaming up with Husker Athletics to recognize teachers who help students live their best and healthiest lives. Visit huskers.com/touchdown for teachers today to tell us about your favorite Nebraska educator. Winning teachers get a school day visit from Herbie Husker and a VIP experience at the 2025 Husker football spring game, thanks to their biggest fans at Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska. Head to huskers.com/touchdown for teachers today.
Dear Truckin' Awesome. Want more horsepower in the stable? The Tundra iForce Max is the most powerful Tundra ever. With its electrifying twin-turbo V6, you got everything you need. Saddle up the Tacoma TRD Pro. Its segment-first performance seats are designed to smooth out the shocks when the ride gets bumpy. The Toyota 4Runner is part mean streak, part wild side, and an all-around icon. Check out that signature power rear window, will ya? Yes, sir, Toyota trucks. Find yours at toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
See your Omaha Metro and Lincoln Toyota dealers. Corwin Toyota of Bellevue, Village Point Toyota